Okay, so as an Iranian, I just have to say this. Reza Pahlavi and Trump are not going to liberate us. What happened the last time the United States intervened to do regime change in Iran? Oh, yeah, they ended democracy and installed an authoritarian government. And what followed were such severe levels of corruption, political repression, and inequality that it led to the 1979 revolution. That was under the Pahlavi regime, the last Shah of Iran, that we're now romanticizing as this great and wonderful time in Iran that we should go back to, using the exiled crown prince who's been living in LA for the past 50 years in the lap of luxury off of the ill-gotten gains that his family stole from the Iranian people. And how are we going to get there? We're going to ask Trump to attack the Iranian regime on our behalf. Because why? He, out of the goodness of his heart, or because he loves freedom so much? No, if he intervened, it would be to take our oil and install a puppet government in Iran that's not accountable to the Iranian people, but to the US and Israel, right? That's why Netanyahu and his terrorist government are over the moon at this prospect, because Reza Pahlavi is pro-Israel. And so now we're talking about what benefits people outside of Iran, not what benefits people inside of Iran. And just as much as anybody else, I want the regime gone in Iran. I was born there. I haven't been able to go back for 20 years. I'd love nothing more than to be able to go back, to not have to wear a hijab, and to be free. We all want the same thing, but this is just replacing one authoritarian with another, and just a classic case of out of the pan into the fire. This is not the solution.
Did Somalia have a regime change? Did Libya have a regime change? Did Afghanistan have a regime change? Did Venezuela have a regime change? Guys, can you guys point me somewhere? Please, please, please. Where has the United States implemented a regime change? And the people have democracy. They took their hijabs off. They're free. They're liberated. Please point me to that direction so I can visualize it better. Let me know.
An argument has erupted whether the war between the United States and Iran is genuine, whether the United States and Israel are genuinely fighting for the interest of Iranians. So I picked these videos where people are deeply delving on the interest, the hidden interest of the United States. It is about advancing the imperialism that has always been done for many countries. Look at what happened to Libya and even Iraq. Also, it's about regional control, whereby the Israelis, through their Zionism, wants to control the Middle East. So I picked these videos so that you can watch the thoughts of people on this whole war of Iran and the United States. So as always, you know, it's your host Collins. So let us watch and comment to it in the end. And if you're watching us for the first time, do not forget to subscribe.
Do not trust what's going on in Iran. I do not trust it. The people in Canada and in America, they're all protesting, yes, bring the West to Iran. How did that work out in Libya? How did that work out in Iraq? Iraq has had years and years of civil war because of American westernization and American domination and American imperialism. What did America do to Iraq? Same thing is going to happen to Iran.
Gaza.
I don't know what to say anymore. I am going to keep fighting. I'm going to keep speaking out. I'm going to speak out about, in honor of Rosa Luxemburg today, Shireen Abu Akleh. This is Witkoff, Kushner. What are you doing? The people are freezing to death and starving. We are begging the West. We are begging Donald Trump to not forget about these people, for God's sake. They said they're going to do ceasefire part 2. Part 2. Where are the tents?
The American public will never be okay with this. So in true American government style, they're going to make us accept it. They're going to manufacture consent. This is the one where we see things on American soil. And we need to stand up and stop it now. America is the aggressor. This war has begun on false pretenses, and it's illegal based on our Constitution. Semantics and technicalities aren't going to work, so don't even bring them up. Iran Iraq, Yemen, Palestine, Lebanon, these have never been enemies of the United States. They have always been countries that are rich in minerals and culture that other people want to take for profiteering and war. The United States is not targeting military targets, they're targeting schools and civilians to make it awful, to make it apocalyptic. And the American public isn't falling for it. So they're going to do it here. It's coming here. I talked about this when they closed the airspace over El Paso and my video was removed, and this is 2 weeks ago. Americans, we have no choice but to unite and reject these efforts to begin World War III and annihilate the entire planet. Trump has already said that he would literally start a war so that we don't release those files, because inside of those files are all of these secrets and how all of these global leaders and all of these corporate billionaires are connected. And one of their biggest profit motives is war. One of their biggest profit motives is disease. One of their biggest profit motives is mass hysteria via the media. Stand up and reject what the American government is doing, because nobody is safe while this is going on. Not here, not there, not anywhere. And no human being deserves this.
I've hit record and delete so many times, but I need people to understand what is really at stake right now. This is not to dismiss anything that people in Iran have endured against their government, but the reality is the reality. U.S. imperialism, Israeli Zionism means to take over and destroy the entire planet. We need to understand that. If Iran is destroyed, if Iran is bombed, if Iran can't recover, this means that Israel can expand further and become a massive empire in the Middle East. This is a means to expand into their greater Israel project. The same thing happened to Syria. I am not okay with a dictator killing people and oppressing their people, but people just wanted everyone to shut up when it came to talking about someone aligning with Israel and the United States being put in power in Syria. What has that done for them? Iraqis temporarily celebrated when the United States killed their leader. Where did they end up? Over 1 million Iraqis are dead, and Iraq is in shambles. Iran is literally the only country in that region that is fighting fiercely against American imperialism and Israeli Zionism. You need to understand that two things can be true at once. They can be simultaneously oppressing their people while simultaneously fighting off a bigger monster, which is U.S. imperialism. The U.S. military is the biggest polluter in the world. They have the most military bases in the world. If Iran is destroyed, if they are taken down, that destroys the access of resistance in that region. They're already trying to dismantle Hezbollah in Lebanon. They're trying to dismantle Hamas in Gaza. And the same thing goes in Gaza, people. Do you think the Gazan population does not criticize Hamas as a government entity? They absolutely do. They have so many grievances. But they stand united because they know they're the only option fighting against Israeli Zionism that means to destroy them as a people. Israel and the United States are trying to destroy Iran, which includes the people. They literally bombed a school and killed over 50 school children. And I swear, I am not trying to dismiss what Iranians have been through, the suppression. But the reality is, look at what's happening on the ground. Thousands of people are still supporting their government against U.S. imperialism and Israeli Zionism, and that's the bottom line. The only Iranians I've seen having opinions on this are people in diaspora who haven't been in Iran in so many years, even decades. Listen to the people who've seen this story before, who've lived this story. Listen to Iraqis, listen to Afghanis, listen to Palestinians. What happens when U.S. military intervention happens in their country.
Starting a war with Iran is about money. It's about which government can be in place in Iran that will do business with Americans so they can make money. It's not about nuclear weapons. It's not about improving the lives of the Iranian people. See, 2 months ago, Trump told the Iranian people to revolt against the government, that the United States would come and save them if the government started firing on them when they were protesting. And after 30,000 people were killed in response to those protests, emboldened by the idea that the great and powerful United States and Trump were going to come save them, the U.S. finally shows up, bombs the heck out of Iran, and Trump tells The Guardian today that he's going to be in talks with Iran's leadership. He told the Iranian people this would be their last chance for years to take back their government. Who's going to do that? The last time he told them to go do that, 30,000 of them were killed by the same government that's still in power, that kept the Ayatollah in power for decades. This is Venezuela 2.0. This is, we will let you stay in power and we will stop bombing you if you give us what we want. And what they want is not human rights. Because when he was asked if he was ready to prolong the war in support of that same popular uprising he's been advocating against this regime, he was non-committal.
So yesterday I brought a video whereby Iranians were saying that this is a savior to them. This is a moment they've always wanted. This is where they've always wanted Iran to be, by ending the harsh Sharia laws that Khamenei had imposed on them. But there's a different thought that people have not listened to, and this is the interest, the deep interest that America owes, or the deep interest that this whole war is all about. Is it about regional control, whereby Israel is so much interested in having whole control of the Middle East? They want to overtake Iran in ensuring that the supremacists in the Middle East, and they are advancing this through the United States. Donald Trump is using Netanyahu to ensure that he has a voice in the Middle East, and he is the supreme leader in the whole Middle East. So that is one, according to the views of many, and I agree with that. Secondly, Trump, when he assumed office, he proved to be more of business and deal oriented, whereby if you can't enter into a deal with him, then he scatters and posts a war with you. Look at what he did to Syria, what he has done to Russia. These are kinds of through the Russia-Ukraine war. You remember how he intimidated Zelensky to enter into a deal with the United States. So this is how America has been operating. This happened also to Libya. You've seen a speaker talking about that. Libya had a very robust leader, a leader who knew the problems of Libyans, but he was eliminated by the United States because he didn't buy the ideologies of the dictatorship that America wants to impose on countries. So Libya is one example. So Iran is not an exception. This is happening again in Iran, and the people have been confused that it is their interest that is being served. There have been media coverages. Media has been sponsored to bring out the narrative that it's about the Iranians. Yet, in real sense, this is the end of Iran. And for them to stand on their feet, it will take decades, because America is going to impose their puppet as a leader of Iran. So the proxy will be controlling the Iranian nation, meaning they will never be free. Yet the freedom is what they've always yearned for. So I want you to share your thought on this. Hit our comment section and tell us what you feel about it. Also, as always, do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you, and may God bless you.